news coming in right now, viewers. This is Republic TV accessing the ED documents exclusively. This on the foreign funding, the alleged foreign funding of Aam Aadmi Party. It's a shocking information, shocking piece of information coming in. Fresh documents on Aam Aadmi Party, foreign funding have been accessed. This is the big update we are getting to you right now. More trouble, it seems, brewing in. It's right now on paper, viewers, the foreign funding scam of the Aam Aadmi Party. There are hundreds of online donors. The match-for-match cards have been used for funding from Canada. They are alleged conduits. The whole trail, remember, is with Republic TV here. And Abhishek Kapoor, senior executive editor, is right now joining us live on the broadcast. A mega Aam Aadmi Party foreign funding scam. What details can you share with us, Abhishek?
Development. Remember, we have Aam Aadmi Party already facing Liquorgate probe. Many of their leaders in jail. Arvind Kejriwal, the convener, the supremo of the Aam Aadmi Party, is actually out on bail for campaigning for the party. And now, this is an important development. This is an important story which is connected with some irregularities that agencies, while investigating a drug-related case in Punjab, came to know about, which was connected with funding, foreign funding received by the Aam Aadmi Party. And this is in the period 2015 to 2023. This is the probe period. This is the probe period, 2015 to 2023. And we have some documents, and which is about...
All right, we'll get you more details on that. Republic TV has exclusively accessed those documents which exposes the foreign funding to Aam Aadmi Party. These are documents that are out in public domain now like never before, viewers. This is the biggest story of the day that we are tracking today. Abhishek Kapoor, a senior executive editor, getting to you all the latest details on that, how the masked identities were used, how we will get you the details on the foreign funding conduits. Also, the full trail has been accessed by Republic TV, the only channel, the #1 channel, getting you details. Abhishek is back with us. Abhishek, over to you.
All right, Rakshita. So this is an important breaking news development which others might follow, which is about foreign funding related to Aam Aadmi Party investigation. This is between agencies and a report of which has been sent to the Ministry of Home Affairs. This pertains to the period between 2015-16 and 2022-23, and we have some documents which in which agencies have intimated the Ministry of Home Affairs about some irregularities, some breach of provisions, and some outright manipulation of data in a manner that the Aam Aadmi Party's foreign funding seems to be falling foul of provisions of the FCRA, which is the Foreign Contributions Regulation Act, and also the PMLA, which is Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Now I have to show these documents, and so for example, these documents show that in that period which we are talking about, Aam Aadmi Party had donors in foreign lands, from United States to Canada, from Canada to Australia, from Australia to New Zealand. And these people were donating money to the Aam Aadmi Party. Now, for every donor, there has to be identification, due identification, which seems was not done. So there are instances where, if I can show some documents, though it's a little far from the camera, and the viewers might not be able to, zero down on it. And so, for example, there are donors, multiple donors, but identifying themselves with the same or single passport. Now, that seems to be a breach of FCRA provisions. Also, there is a communication in which the Enforcement Directorate is telling the Ministry of Home Affairs that during investigation it was found that these donations are in breach of Section 3 of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act and the Foreign Contribution Regulation Act. Now, multiple donors have used same email ID for donation. Multiple donors have used same mobile number. multiple donors have used same credit card donation. And going further, the agency deduces that donations through email IDs and mobile numbers of Canadian nationals have come in. And these names of these, foreigners are not allowed to give donations to political parties. And it seems some Canadian nationals have also donated to the Aam Aadmi Party. And this is in breach of Section 3 of the FCRA. And the agency continues and believes that this has been done deliberately. And the Aam Aadmi Party seems to be in breach of those rules. And that's a serious matter. Now, it's likely that this might lead to proceedings against the Aam Aadmi Party on this front also. So apart from the Liquorgate that it is facing, so for example, on page 4 of this communication, which is available with us, and maybe the camera can zoom, it says that the Aam Aadmi Party has organized an event in Toronto, Canada on 30th of January 2016, in which total donation to the tune of $11,786 was claimed to be collected, out of which $3,821 was claimed as expenses. The rest of the amount was sent to Aam Aadmi Party in India in their IDBay account so and so by using passports of only 11 AAP Canada volunteers. Now there is tremendous amount of information available. For example, in one para it is written that money raised for the Aam Aadmi Party through these foreign donations was siphoned off, in fact, and deposited in personal accounts of Aam Aadmi Party leaders. That's something which is not allowed. So double breach of FCRA and PMLA provisions, and that's a huge development coming in. And if you see these documents, all right, let me show these documents again, if the camera can zoom. So the para on Aam Aadmi Party using Canadian citizens and volunteers for this funding, which is not allowed under PMLA and FCRA, shows that donations made by at least 200 persons were sent via passports of only 11 individuals, all of them Aam Aadmi Party volunteers in Canada. Similarly, we have documents which show that as many as 700 transactions have been made using just about 155 odd mobile numbers and email IDs. And if I can go further with the details, it says that donations through email IDs and mobile numbers of Canadian nationals, which is again not allowed, have been done. One person identifies Karnail Singh, who perhaps happens to be someone who's been associated with some Khalistani elements. That donation is also there, and that is something, even if the amount is very less, that is something which the agencies seem to be investigating. And remember, all this began when the agencies were investigating a drugs cartel in Punjab, in which 9 persons already stand convicted. So it's as serious as that in terms of the data they have got, in terms of the information they have got, and the connecting of dots that they have done. All right, let me get you more details of these documents. Important development there taking place amidst the ongoing election campaign connected with the Aam Aadmi Party. Remember, the Aam Aadmi Party convener Arvind Kejriwal was let out on bail by the Supreme Court for campaigning. And now these documents that we have, they show donations through email IDs and mobile numbers of Canadian nationals totaling about 51 lakh rupees. And the names of these Canadian nationals and their nationality have been concealed and had not reflected correctly in the records. Instead, different names have been mentioned against these donations, and this was intentionally done by AAP to hide donation by foreign nationals. Now, that's a serious charge, because the communication by the ED to the MHA says that the Aam Aadmi Party did all this with intention with the intention of concealing the fact that they were taking the money from Canadian nationals, which is an illegal act, which is not allowed by law. So obviously, a serious charge coming out against Aam Aadmi Party in these documents. Also, interestingly, more damning information coming in. Multiple donors have used same credit card for donation. Now, typically it happens if I have to make a donation, I'll use my credit card. If another person has to make a donation, they will use their credit card. More so in the case when the foreign funding is involved, so that there is proper identification. Here it seems that 75 donors abroad have used 15 credit cards. So each individual or each credit card being used by more than 5 individuals for making those donations, totaling about 20 lakh rupees, and a total of 148 transactions there. This is again a violation of the FCRA, and the details of those transactions are there, and I'm told that investigation is proceeding and might come out in some time, so there could be a double whammy of sorts for the Aam Aadmi Party. One Canadian citizen, namely Karnal Singh Sidhu, has directly donated an amount of rupees 20,000 to the Aam Aadmi Party through AAP's online portal in 2016 in violation of Section 3 of the CRA 2010. And again, that's also part of this communication. So irregularities and improprieties, as the communication says, by the AAP office bearers and volunteers. Also, if I can, maybe, we can show this document and get viewers a better idea of what's really happening. Okay, this camera seems not to be working. And let me get you more details. During a fundraising event organized by the AAP in 2016, an email conversation took place between, and these are the names given of the Aam Aadmi Party leaders, Aniket Saxena, coordinator of AAP Overseas India. We'll try and connect with some of these names. It also mentions Kumar Vishwas, who was at that time the convener of the AAP Aam Aadmi Party Overseas Wing. And then this communication was with Durgesh Pathak, who in fact happens to be an MLA of the Aam Aadmi Party as of now, and Kapil Bharadwaj, another AAP member. They had asked Aniket to transfer donation amount of $29,000 US, and the money was collected in fundraising for the Aam Aadmi Party, but then this was transferred to the account, a personal account of some of these Aam Aadmi Party leaders. There is communication between Kapil Bharadwaj and Aniket, between Durgesh Pathak and Aniket, and they are saying that please transfer this amount, which is about roughly 14 lakh rupees, to our accounts, and this is something which is not allowed. So all these details coming out in this communication, which has annexures. This is about 20 pages of communication between agencies and the Ministry of Home Affairs, and details like passport numbers and the donations made against them. So for example, if I can share with viewers, same passport, but with different names, and that will give you an idea of how an attempt has been made to hoodwink law. So for example, there is a Canadian citizen by the name of Jaswinder Dhillon, and he uses the passport number M0368157. For the same passport number, there is another citizen supporting Aam Aadmi Party, Rajpal Singh. Similarly, there is a passport number G1744529, and that belongs to Didar Singh Virk. And the same passport number has been used by Khushwant Tiwana to make donation of 9600 rupees to the Aam Aadmi Party. And this person, in fact, happens to be in New Zealand. So that gives you an idea of the kind of illegality that has been committed, according to the agencies, by the Aam Aadmi Party volunteers. Now, what consequences this is going to have, if I can ask Alisha to patch some voices and we can have a conversation on what this really means, or maybe Shawan can join me and explain the provisions of the PMLA and FCRA and what it means in terms of investigation and how it goes forward, because this is important communication which has come out. So this is the communication of August 2023, which means this is as recent as that.